You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Thursday. I'm Dalby, and we say it all the time. The Brock and Dalby Show is nothing if not an educational program. Part of that is the vocabulary lesson we get at the end of each show with Ed's Word of the Day. Courtesy of friend of the show, Ed from the county. Now that your New Year's hangover is starting to fade, here's a sampling of some of our favorite new words from 2024 that you can add into your vocabulary for the new year.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Ed's Word of the Day. Let's see what he's got.
Good morning. Yeah, today's word is bumfuzzle. Yeah, bumfuzzle. B-U-M-F-U-Z-Z-L-E. Bumfuzzle. Anyways, it's to confuse, perplex, or fluster. Yeah, and sometimes it's not too hard to do that, Jimmy.
He sounded
Anyways, that's about it. Have a great one. Cheers, you're up.
That big pause in
He sounded
between.
a little
That
bumfuzzled.
was exactly what I was gonna say. Bumfuzzled. It's kind of just like cartoon comic book talk, I feel like.
I was just looking here, and apparently it's big in the southern United States as a word of like, oh, you got me bumfuzzled here, son.
It's a great band name too. I mean, imagine opening for the Butthole Surfers. You've got Bumfuzzle.
Bumfuzzle on a poster would catch your attention. 100%. You're walking by, you see the flyer taped to the street pole. Bumfuzzle this Friday.
Bumfuzzle also sounds like, when you don't wipe properly and you get some toilet paper stuck up there? That's Bumfuzzle.
That's what they show in the Charmin commercials. Those bears are covered in Bumfuzzle.
Or if you shave your ass and it starts growing in and it's itchy, that's Bumfuzzle. That's what it is.
Why you keep scooting around in your chair like that? Oh, the Bumfuzzle's growing back.
When your dog's doing that weird scoot thing on the ground,
He's Bumfuzzling.
that's the Bumfuzzle.
This is a word that has a definition. Again, it means to confuse or to fluster. But I think today we're empowering all of you to take Bumfuzzle and make it your own.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Yeah, today's word is splendiferous. Yep, splendiferous. S-P-L-E-N-D-I-F-E-R-O-U-S. Splendiferous. And it means very impressive. That's a pretty bombastic way to say very impressive, I think. Like, that's splendiferous, laddie. Anyways, that's about it. Have a great one. Cheers, you're up.
Splendiferous.
When is Ed's word of the day going to be bombastic?
I think that was one of his first ones. And now he likes saying it a lot. Yeah.
Doesn't splendiferous feel like a Flanders word?
Yeah.
Like if you told me, it wouldn't feel real. I would just assume it was from some throwaway joke on The Simpsons.
So it's supposed to mean like that's impressive?
It's just splendid. It's just a way of saying like this is really great. This is really cool. But it, like Ed sort of implied, it's just like you're adding syllables just to sound cool.
Yeah, like the person who uses splendiferous is trying to be impressive, I feel like.
Like when we did the Brock and Dalby Show survey, if someone had written in, oh, the show's quite splendiferous, you'd be like, get out of here.
Imagine if Shania Twain had wrote the song, That Don't Splendiferous Much.
Oh, so you're a rocket scientist. That's not splendiferous.
Brad Pitt would have felt 10 times worse if it was splendiferous.
I'll tell you right now, I find Brad Pitt to be quite splendiferous in most of his movies. I think he deserves it.
If you're impressed with someone's work at work today, say they did a splendiferous job.
But do it in a British accent. There's no real reason behind it.
Quite
It just seems fitting.
splendiferous, yeah.
Oi, splendiferous!
Quite splendiferous, innit?
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Good morning to you. Today's word, Jabberwocky. Yep, Jabberwocky. 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 And it's just meaningless words. That's it. Meaningless words. So, kind of like a drunk conversation. Anyways, have a great one. Cheers, you're up.
Am I not mistaken? I thought the Jabberwocky was like a dance group or something.
There is. I think they were on like America's Got Talent or
Like,
whatever.
so you think you can dance?
Yeah,
Like,
that is
America's Best Dance Crew. Or
maybe that was it.
I don't know.
I'm almost certain I've never watched that show.
It was one of those early 2000s dancing TV shows.
Yes, no, you're 100% right, but I'm guessing that means they took their name from this word.
Jabberwocky is basically just gibberish. Is that what it is then?
Yeah, essentially. It's also about a poem, I guess, written by Lewis Carroll back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, which was about some weird monster. So there's a lot of different uses of the word Jabberwocky from what we can tell.
I'd like to start using Jabberwocky as like, if someone's just talking nonsense or
It's
something like that.
nothing, yeah.
You'd be like, that's a bunch of Jabberwocky, dude.
Yeah, everybody knows that one person that they'll talk for 10 minutes and at the end you'll realize like you didn't say anything. That was all Jabberwocky.
Yeah. But then you got to start breaking it down.
You have to
You got to like
dance on
pop,
'em.
lock, and drop it.
Stunt on him.
As you do.
Bust out some cardboard and start spinning on your head as you talk that smack.
Jabberwocky, Jabberwocky, Jabberwocky. You say it 3 times when breakdancers appear.
Dude, do it again. Where are the dancers at?
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Good morning. Today's word is piquant. Piquant. Yeah, Piquant. Piquant. And it's lively, provocative, and charming. I remember those days. Had them once or twice. Anyways, have a great day. Cheers up.
Kent?
I am going to double check the pronunciation of that.
Piquant.
Piquant. Oh, yeah, QU, yeah. Okay, piquant.
Piquant charming? Prince Piquant?
Prince Piquant sounds like the knockoff Wish.com version of the story.
Prince Piquant? So what did he say? It means charming or provocative?
Yeah. It could be like attracting or delighting or provocative. Apparently, it's also a flavor.
I don't watch Sex and the City because it's too piquant.
It's too piquant for me.
It's too piquant.
But it gets the crowd going. You know?
Yeah.
It's stimulating to the senses, apparently.
If you're a mom or something like that, and maybe your kids are starting to date, you could be like, the young man you brought home last night was quite piquant.
I feel like if you say that to your kids, they're not going to know what you're saying, and they're going to assume you said something bad.
Yeah.
Kid you brought home seems piquant. Mom!
Yeah. I mean, you could use it on the job site, too, and like, oh, look at you, little piquant over there.
That's going to start a fight.
That sounds offensive.
It does.
Yeah.
Someone's not going to know what you're saying. They're not going to have heard Ed's word of the day today, and they're going to stand up real fast. What did you say to me? I'm just calling you piquant. Which then, I mean, now you're being provocative.
Yeah, we all know how you got that raise. You're quite piquant, aren't you? Yeah. Use that one. Keep that in the back pocket for one day.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Top of the morning to you. Today's word, bloviate. Yeah, bloviate. 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 And it's to speak or write elaborately. Yeah. Sounds like those pompous, bombastic people. Anyways, that's word of the day. Bloviate. Have a great day.
If I'm not mistaken, bloviate is someone who will not shut the hell up, too.
Essentially, I have certainly in my time been accused of bloviating a time or two. It's not only like you talk a lot, but maybe you use like big words or you kind of like pump yourself up.
Oh, you're most definitely a bloviator.
It is probably my worst habit is bloviating in public.
You know what? If you have that guy at work on the job site who tells like stories that go like nowhere, long-winded kind of stuff, start referring to him as the bloviator from now on.
The old bloviator's got another story to tell.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, he'll be back with another boring ass story for you.
Come with me if you want a story that goes nowhere.
The bloviator.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Good morning to you. Today's word, noisome. 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 And it's offensive or disgusting as an odor. Harmful or injurious to health. Noxious. All right, yeah. I've definitely been in a lineup a few times where there's been some pretty noisome people around. And it didn't smell too good. Anyways, We'll talk to you later. Have a great one. Cheers up.
Your word of the day is noisome, which I feel like some people might describe our show to be noisome, I guess you could say.
Some people would, but I feel like it's more in as a smell. It's more of like an
it's a smell.
odoriferous,
Okay.
offensive. So like, it's the old saying, the longer the line, the more likely the person next to you will stink. That person is noisome.
If you got neighbors who smoke the devil's lettuce a little too much, and you don't like the smell, that can be noisome for you.
Even I know there are some people who feel the same way about barbecues. You got somebody on the grill all the time, and maybe you're vegan.
Yeah.
Could be a little noisome.
Oh, it's that time of the year where people who smoke cigarettes and they come back inside, they just smell noisome.
Oh, very noisome.
Very noisome, right?
And we're both quitters, so we're allowed to judge those people now.
It stings the nostrils.
Instead of
I don't know why in the winter it smells 10 times more noisome, dude.
It just clings. It hangs in the air, and it just follows you back in like a ghost.
If you cut the cheese today at work and it's a little stinky, just warn the fellows and gals around that it's a little bit noisome, all right?
Or even better, warn them in advance and watch them flee as you do your thing.
I know there's a few of you out there that could probably clean your noisome hockey bags as well, all right?
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Top of the morning to you. Yeah, today's word. Belt smears. Yeah, belt smears.
What?
That's what it says to say. That's fun to say, man. Belt smears. Anyways, yeah, it's spelled WELTSCHMERZ. Or Z, whatever you prefer. Belt smears. Anyways, it's sorrow that one feels and accepts as one's necessary portion in life. Accepts as one's necessary portion in life. That sounds to me like a guy that knows when his wife's mad he needs to kiss her ass. That's a necessary portion in life. Anyways, those smears. Word of the day. Have a great one. Cheers
right.
up. Rock on.
I had to look it up. Let's see.
Weltschmerz.
Weltschmerz. That sounds like something's wrong with your car. Like the mechanic comes back, he's like, dude, the Welt's all smeared up. And like,
have you not been changing your Weltschmerz every 5,000 kilometers?
Check your Weltschmerz on at least every 100,000 kilometers.
I went to a shady restaurant the other day, and when I tell you I had the Weltschmerz when I left that place, whoo!
So what is it? It's just like...
Oxford says it's a feeling of melancholy and world weariness. Basically, when you were younger, your dad just finally had enough. Just, that was Weltschmerz.
Or like when you watch the news.
Yeah.
That's Weltschmerz.
Yeah, or when you don't watch the news because of too much Weltschmerz.
Yeah. Or like, when you're just doom scrolling through the internet and everything's just negative, that would be Weltschmerz.
You're standing in the grocery aisle and you're just looking at all the prices and you were overwhelmed with Weltschmerz.
You see kids doing really stupid stuff on TikTok and you're like... You really feel the Weltschmerz there, and you're like, what is our society becoming kind of thing?
It's the Johnny Cash, what have I become?
Yeah, Leafs fans know Weltschmerz.
Oh.
Every single playoffs, I feel the Weltschmerz.
I was going to say, you guys know jubilation at the start of the season, and then it all ends in Weltschmerz.
Dude, I'm very Welty by the time the spring comes.
It's a real schmerzy guy. I've always said it.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Good morning. Today's word is fecund. Yep, fecund. Anyways, it's F-E-C-U-N-D. Fecund.
I thought he was saying pecking.
And it's producing abundantly or fertile. Sounds just like my garden this year. Still going. Anyways, that's about it. Have a great one. Cheers her up.
Fecund?
Fecund. F-E-C-U-N-D. I thought he was saying second, but yeah, it's like a fertility.
Let me hear.
Fecund.
Okay. He was right on the pronunciation.
Yeah, it would be like he actually used his garden as kind of the perfect example. It'd be like it's a lush, fecund garden, just to say as you walk by somebody's house and you see lots of flowers and vegetation and stuff growing there. Although I don't think it counts if it's just someone who hasn't mowed their lawn in 6 months.
Yeah.
I don't think that's fecund.
It does say on Merriam-Webster, fruitful in offspring or vegetation, so I get the plant part. But for offspring, could I refer to your kids as your little fecunds?
No. You could say that I was at one point fecund and fertile, had 2 kids. Referring to them as my fecunds would not be correct.
So
no.
After your vasectomy on Friday, you will not be fecund.
I will no longer be fecund on Friday afternoon after I get my vasectomy. I am enjoying my final days of Fecundity.
Hey, well, look at this
Second.
guy.
No, right now there's a tone to it, and I don't care for it anymore.
Feckin'. Use it wherever you can. I feel like if I said it faster, we might get fired.
Say it where you can today, but maybe say it slow and enunciate.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Good morning.
There he is.
Yeah, today's word. Bonhomie.
Bonomi?
Yeah, Bonhomie. Bonhomie. Right. Anyways, it's good-natured friendliness. Yeah, that's awesome. Can't we all just get along? Everybody should be like that. Anyways, that's it. Have a great one. Cheers up.
I just love that Ed's word of the day calendar just kicks in a French word every now and again.
Apparently this is in the English dictionary.
Okay.
Bonhomie.
Bonhomie. He was saying it wrong. He was saying it like it was like snowman.
Yeah. Bonhomme.
So bonhomie is what it is. Cheerful friendliness. Yeah.
I like pronouncing it bonhomie.
Yeah.
Like you got a good friend.
Yeah, those are my bon homies.
That's my bonhomie right there.
I like that. I like using it like that.
I've always considered you one of my best bonhomies. And I'll tell people that.
How do you actually say
Bonhomie.
Bonhomie.
Bonhomie?
It sounds like a medical procedure.
Yeah, I got a lobotomy.
I have to take a couple days off. I have a bonhomie coming up soon.
You know, it's supposed to be talking about someone who's like really cheerful and stuff like that, but it's like I feel like there's a lot of people that aren't bonhomie. That like you could use it like that instead of saying like that guy's a dick or something. Be like that guy's not so bonhomie.
Yeah. That guy could use a little more bonhomie in his life. It's just a little grumpy, you know what I'm saying?
That sounds like something else too.
He needs more bonhomies.
Yeah. Leafs fans at the end of this year are not very bonhomie.
No, but come September, they'll be bonhomie again.
Yeah.
For the first week or so.
This is true.
They have temporary bonhomie.
Yeah.
Again, that sounds like something else. I don't know.
If you see someone that's in a bad mood, tell them to be more bonhomie today, all right?
Hey, turn on the bonhomie, all right? You're going to be fine.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Ed's word of the day.
See what he's got.
Good morning. Today's word is taradiddle. Yep, taradiddle. 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 And it's a small lie, a fib, or pretentious nonsense. So basically BS, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, that's about it. Cheers up. Have a great one.
Taradiddle. It is not a perverted pterodactyl, but he is right. It's on Merriam-Webster's dictionary there.
Taradiddle.
Sorry. How do you even think of these things? Basically, it's just a whopper, right? Like, this is just, you're just lying for sport if you're taradiddling.
Yeah, you're fibbing or pretentious nonsense, it says. So, I mean, honestly, it's a fun word to use, taradiddle.
It sounds a lot, like, I feel like you're also, sometimes when you go to call someone a liar, you're kind of on eggshells because you're not trying to start a fight, right? I feel like taradiddle, it just has less oomph to it. Like
That's
it's
a bunch
more,
of taradiddle.
Yeah, you're taradiddling on that one. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you're less likely to inspire someone to be like, what'd you say to me?
Unless your name is Tara, then it's very confusing.
Well, that's an awkward conversation for everybody in the room.
Yes, very confusing right away. Call someone a taradiddler today. I think that would make for an interesting conversation at work.
Yeah. Somebody comes in late and they got a bad excuse for what took them so long. Listen, cut the taradiddling and just tell us where you were.
Yeah, you're going to go pick up some stuff for work or whatever. Maybe all the lumber's late or whatever, and they're giving you some BS excuses. Just be like, you guys are always taradiddling around here.
The hubby, the boyfriend's coming home later than expected. Listen, stop taradiddling and just tell me you went for a beer with the boys.
Taradiddle.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Good morning. Today's word is absquatulate. Yeah, I think that's it. Absquatulate.
All right.
ABSQUATULATE. Absquatulate. And it's flee or abruptly leave. So I think that's kind of like get to the chopper type thing. Yeah. That's about it. Anyways, have a great one. Cheers, you're up.
I want to say something right off the bat. Absquatulate sounds like a weird CrossFit workout, doesn't it?
Yes. This morning before work, I 100% went to the gym and absquatulated all over the place.
Also saying I absquatulated sounds really weird.
It doesn't imply, because, it's. I looked it up, dictionary.com. It's from the early 1800s, and I get why it didn't make it the next 200 years.
Absquatulate also sounds like an old 80s wrestler, like the absquatulate.
The absquatulator. He would have just like really plain trunks and like a mask with some like horns on it or something.
Yeah.
And he would come out to really foreboding music and he would lose in like 9 seconds.
Actually, a great name for a finisher in wrestling because it's to leave. So
That's right. I'm in a hurry to get out of here, so I hit him with the absquatulate and I'm out.
Yeah. I mean, you can just use it if you're ever piecing on someone and be like, just catch them off guard. I'm going to absquatulate.
Dude, hit him with the classic Canadian, right? You're all sitting on the couch at the party. You do the old double thigh slap. Well, I'm going to absquatulate.
Time to get a squatulating. Hey, your old man is squatulated. Sorry, too soon.
It's been about 35 years. I'd say you're good.
Squatulated for some milk and never came back.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Good morning. Yeah, today's word is traduce. Yeah, traduce. It's Traduce. Traduce. And it's to expose, to shame, or blame using lies or misrepresentation, violate, or betray. Oh, you all know what I can say about that one. Anyways, that's about it. Have a great one. Cheers, you're up.
I thought he was saying to-dos.
To-dos.
At first.
To-dos.
Traduce.
Yeah, basically, if you're running your mouth about somebody and, not all of it's true, you're a traducer.
Oh, okay.
You're traducing.
So some people might say when I give you the...
Shame.
I'm traducing sometimes.
Yeah, a lot of the things you say about my midsection and my hairline are rather traduceful.
I haven't spoke about your hairline since I noticed that my hairline was going back.
That's true.
Keep that in mind.
That's true. That's karma.
So you
for
know what?
all you're traducing.
Shame.
Traduce on you, dude. Traduce on you.
It sounds like the opposite of seduce.
Yeah, it does actually.
Either you can talk real nice to somebody and try and seduce them, or you can talk some real game and then you can traduce them.
I guess you could say politicians traduce all the time.
Oh, so much traducing in politics these days.
Which is funny because most of them are just full of deuce anyway, so...
And that's traduce, everybody.
Traduce. Use it wherever you can, all right?
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Well, good morning. Yeah, today's word, sockdolager. Sockdolager, yeah. Sockdolager. Sockdolager.
What?
And it's something usually large, heavy, etc. Or a decisive reply, argument, etc. Or a heavy finishing blow. Well, I just call that a haymaker.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's word of the day. Sockdolager.
Sockdolager? Let me see if that's how it's...
Do you get the pronunciation lined up?
Let me see here.
Sockdolager.
Yeah, that's right.
Sockdolager.
That's right. All right.
So it sounds like most of the definitions are like in an argument, like how you would win an argument.
It says a forceful blow, basically.
Okay.
An exceptional person or thing as well.
So if someone like lands a hammer fist in a fight or something like that, they hit him with the old sockdolager.
Imagine watching UFC and hearing like Joe Rogan be like, "Oh, what a sockdolager!"
I feel like Joe Rogan would. Yeah. And then someone would be like, "Oh, Joe got a word of the day calendar."
If it's also like a forceful kind of blow or something,
yeah.
I think you could use it on the job site if you got The Apprentice or something. And just be like, just give it a sockdolager.
And then don't explain it.
Just walk away.
And watch him panic.
Hey, man, when you're doing that, just make sure you give it a sockdolager, all right?
Hey, I need you to go do the thing. Use the sockdolager to finish the job. And watch him look around like the shed, trying to be like, what the hell? Where's the sockdolager?
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Good morning. Today's word is logorrhea. Yeah, that's right. Logorrhea. 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 Anyways, it's excessive use or flow of words. So kind of another way of saying verbal diarrhea, I guess. Anyways, that's about it. Have a great one. Cheers are up.
I mean, some people, when they drink, they get logorrhea for sure.
You know what the best part of this word is the Oxford Dictionary definition for logorrhea is a tendency to extreme loquacity, which is a word you would only use if you had logorrhea. I have been called out by bosses before for essentially having logorrhea. Just like, what the words you say, why do you say them?
Yeah.
Why do you have to say such big words?
I mean, you could even say someone like Eminem has logorrhea when he raps too fast.
Absolutely.
And he does that.
Some of the words that he uses in there, definite logorrhea. Just everywhere, all over the track.
Yeah. He's just like...
Logorrhea, also a great description if you work in an office or a job site with that one person who's just always telling stories, the one-up kind of person.
You know who's got logorrhea? Salespeople.
Salespeople are.
I love the salespeople that work here.
Classic logorrheans.
But they're professional logorrheans,
Absolutely.
actually.
They take that logorrhea on the road.
Auctioneers can get logorrhea pretty good, I guess you could say.
Get your mortgage paid with logorrhea.
They're logorrhetas, dude.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Now, Ed sent us a message and said that this one was for me, so I'm very curious as to what today's word is.
Let's see what he's got.
Good morning. Today's word is glabrous. Yep. Glabrous. 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 And it's free from hair.
Okay.
Or down. Smooth. Yeah. I'll leave it at that. Just no hair. I guess. Anyways, that's about it. Cheers her up. Bye for now.
So it's just bald.
It's
just a fancy way of saying bald.
It says glabrous, having a surface without hairs or projections.
Okay, first of all, I haven't shaved in a few days. I'm clearly not glabrous. I have hair on my head. It's thin, and it's not, close together, but it's there.
Listen, brother, I don't want to get into this with you. Don't make me get into this with you. I will say, saying glabrous rather than bald is kind of a little bit nicer.
No, I'll tell you right now, as someone who was just called glabrous, it does not take the sting off knowing what it means.
Like if I was looking for you, or say we were at an event and someone was like, "Where's Dalby?" and I was like, "Hey, look for the glabrous guy." That sounds a little more nice than look for the bald guy.
No, because here's what's going to happen. You're going to say, "Oh, just look for the glabrous guy," and someone's going to go, "Oh, did you say glamorous?" And you're going to go, "No, glabrous, like bald." You're eventually going to get back to it.
See, the thing is you need to have more confidence, because then you can be glabrous and glamorous at the same time. And once you find that in yourself, you'll be happy in life.
What am I, Vin Diesel? You can't be glabrous and glamorous at the same time.
The fast and the glabrous? Glabrous. Please use it on your bald friends today, all right?
I live my life one bottle of finasteride at a time.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Good morning. Today's word is guile. Guile. Yep, guile. 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 And it's deceitfulness or cunning. I'm sure we all know someone that's faithful to that or like that. Anyways, that just about does it. Have a great one. Cheers her up.
So, let's see, did he get the pronunciation right?
Guile.
Guile, you got it right.
Yeah, no, I know the word. It's you hear it a lot when they talk about in TV shows and movies about like villains that are very like smart, like they're very cunning and guile. And,
Sly, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Although, if I'm being completely honest, there are only two guiles that I care about in this whole world. One, from Intergalactic by the Beastie Boys, where he says, "You got gall, you got guile. Step to me, I'm a rapophile."
Oh, damn, that is a bar.
That's a bar. And then, of course, the other guile is the character from Street Fighter with the big, flat, blonde hair.
I didn't even think of that.
Sonic Boom!
Guile.
And one of the greatest songs of all time.
Valid.
You could put this song on doing literally anything, and you will have a good time.
Yeah.
It fits every situation.
Great character to pick in a video game, but you don't want to be a Guile.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to be like super overly American soldier, and then also I would rather not be known for being like a very cunning person.
I think if you know anyone that's like that in your life, you could just be like, look at this Guile.
Easy Guile.
Don't listen to this Guile.
You're being a real Guile right now.
Can't trust this Guile.
Just replacing Guy with Guile.
Yeah, just do the South Park thing. I'm not your buddy, Guile.
It sounds like you have a weird accent. That's what it is.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Top of the morning to you. Today's word is pettifogger.
What?
That's fogger.
Fogger.
Not be confused. Anyway, it's Pettifogger. Pettifogger. Anyways, it's bicker or quibble over trifles or unimportant matters. I kind of wish I had known that word when I was married. Anyways, pettifogger, word of the day.
I want to look up the pronunciation of this just to be sure.
Yeah.
Pettifogger.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
No, he had it right.
Dude, he had me sweating for a second there, bro.
She hit the G's a little harder than he did, but still, he was on the right. He was on the right track.
Okay, so what was the definition again there?
It's basically like bickering over dumb stuff. When you get into an argument over something small, you're pettifogging.
Okay, yeah. So if you're at work today and you got that guy that just won't shut up and is always complaining, just
Had
be like,
enough of your pettifogging, bud.
yeah, quit pettifogging around, dude. Dude, I honestly, I don't even want to say it because I feel like I'm on the verge of saying something else.
That is the thing. You are very much dancing on thin ice with a word like
You gotta
that.
make sure you really open your mouth when you say it.
Enunciate.
Pettifogger.
Fogger.
Okay, don't be a pettifogger today. all right?
Yeah, or any other variation there.
Sure. Petty the word 3 times, all right?
Let me try. Pettifogger.
Where did the Irish accent come from in there?
I think that's just me really playing it safe.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Good morning. Today's word is pulchritude. Yeah, pulchritude.
I thought he said polka dude.
Pulchritude. Pulchritude. Anyways, it's physical beauty or attractiveness. So basically, not hard in the eyes. Anyways, that just about does it. Have a great one. Cheers her up.
What was that old TV show? Polkaroo.
So polkatrude, is that what it is?
Polkatude?
Polkatude? Let me see here.
Pulchritude.
Pulchritude.
And that's supposed to be beautiful?
Apparently.
If I went home and I was like to Courtney, I was like,
Babe.
you look pulchritude right now.
You are the epitome
I feel
of
like I'm going to make her cry.
pulchritudinous today.
That doesn't sound that good.
No, just say someone's beautiful.
Pulchritude sounds like a compilation album is what it sounds like.
From a really push your glasses up your nose kind of snobby band.
Yeah, or like
Yeah.
one of those websites that you watch fights on or weird stuff.
Pulchritude.tv/RU.
Could be a sick band name, actually. Pulchritude?
I just found an example. It says, Dan gazed admiringly at the pulchritudinous brunette. Dan needs to keep his eyes to himself, right?
Yeah.
Dan's got a problem.
That doesn't sound good.
No!
My favorite Disney movie, Pulchritude and the Beast. That's a good band name, actually, too. Someone steal that one.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Good morning. Today's word is slubber. Yep, slubber. It's slubber. Slubber. And it's hastily or carelessly. So I guess kind of like first and then safety. Anyways, that's about it. Have a great one. Cheers her up.
Slubber sounds like an erotic version of Flubber. Does it not?
The Flubber sequel you can only get with your credit card information.
Yeah, it was the Cinemax or whatever it's called movie.
Who knew that apparently a lot of the way you drivers are out there is slubberish.
Mm-hmm. So hastily, that means like hurried or urgent kind of.
Very rushed, yeah.
thing, yeah.
It's basically reckless.
You slubbered the food and you got us sick. If you drink too fast, you're going to get slubbered.
That's a very real
great
possibility.
way to use that. Yeah.
And once you are slubbered, it's only going to get worse from there.
Yeah. Or the carelessly. I mean, you could use that at work. Like, you guys are all slubberish or something.
Oh, there's always somebody, like, if you work on, like, a construction site, there is a slubber person on every work crew who's just cutting corners, doing everything too shoddy, too late. Like, just slow down a little bit.
Who did this slubber job?
Who slubbered this job?
Dude, if you got that guy on the crew that's always just half-assing it, start calling him slubs. That's the move.
I need you to quit slubbering and pay attention, focus, and do the job right.
Slubber, 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 slubber. Use it wherever you can.
I do not like it in quick repetition.
I am going to Google later to see if there is an erotic version of flubber.
Well, your afternoon's booked.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Top of the morning to you. Today's word. Nudnik. 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 Nudnik.
Okay.
And it's a persistently dull or boring test. It's normally one of them at like a party or something. Just can't get rid of the dude. That or he always wants to bump beer or something. Anyways, cheers. Have a great one.
Nudnik? Let's hear. Is that pronounced?
Nudnik. Also, if you type in Nudnik, it's also the name of an organic kidswear company.
Nudnik.
Which the kind of person that would badger you about organic kidswear probably is pestering, nagging, and irritating.
Yeah. So basically, if you're just being annoying, you're a nudnik.
Yeah, generally. There's probably a lot of people that tune in every morning and go, these two nudniks again.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Good morning. Now, today's word is coquetry. Yep, coquetry. Coquetry. Coquetry.
What?
Anyways, it's
I don't know on that one.
flirty act or behavior. You can get in trouble for that today. Anyways, have a great one. Cheers her up.
All right, I found the actual pronunciation. Let's see.
Coquetry.
Coquetry.
And it's like flirty?
Like,
being flirty. So like when
like flirtatious behavior.
When you were doing your parody song of "Let's Get It On" and staring me dead in the eyes, were you being coquetry?
I was being a little bit of a coquetry. Just being a little bit of a coquetry today. Courtney's out of town. I'm being a little bit of a coquetry.
You know I'm gonna put this in the podcast, right? Just so we're all clear.
Hey. There's nothing wrong with being coquetry. It's if you go past the coquetry.
Oh, I see. I feel like you and your significant other got to be on the same page about your coquetriness.
Oh, yeah.
Your coquetritude.
I think there's a lot of people when they're at work, they get coquetry. You know?
Oh, for sure. I mean, even the fact that a phrase work husband, work wife, the fact that those phrases exist implies that workplace coquetry is a thing.
Yeah. But sometimes coquetry can be a lie. Like if you go to a gentleman's facility, that coquetriness is absolute BS.
That coquetriness is not. I love that we're just inventing new ends to this word.
Yeah.
That coquetriness is not aimed at you. It is aimed at your wallet. They are flirting with your wallet 100%.
Yeah.
Being coquetry with your bank account.
You're being coaxed into their coquetriness.
Oh. Double word of the day, baby.
Say that 3 times fast.
Go ahead.
Coquetry. Am I even saying it right anymore?
Coquetry.
Coquetry. Use it wherever you can today, all right?
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Good morning. Now, today's word is snurtle. Yeah, snurtle.
What?
Snirtle. Snurtle. And it's to laugh with snorts. And yeah, I think we all know somebody that does that. I know I've done it now and then. And when I do, I laugh even louder. It makes me do it more. Anyways, that's about it. You guys have a great one. Cheers up.
I will say I did not know that there was a term for that. But
No.
when you get someone to snurtle, that's when you know that you're hitting the jokes pretty high.
Oh, dude, it is like, as someone like us who is like attention starved,
It's
and
a
like,
compliment.
when you can make someone snurtle, It's just like, yes, I'm going to sleep so good tonight. I've done my job.
When it sounds like the pigs are coming out to eat, like,
if you can catch someone in the snurtle vortex where they snort and then, like Ed was saying, like it causes you to keep snorting.
Yeah.
And you just lock them in there. You're like, I am on it today.
There's also, and it's only because Courtney keeps playing this Pokemon game, Snurtle sounds like the worst character. It's a
Squirtle. It's the water turtle, but it's just snot. It's a snot cannon. Oh, I caught a Snurtle.
Instead of Squirtle, it's like
it's just constant snorting. Oh, there's Snurtle's awake and active this morning.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Ed's word of the day.
Let's see what he's got.
Good morning. Yeah, today's word is, who's this? Yep, who's this? WHOOSIS. Who's this? And it means, someone or something that the name is not known. So, yeah, that's kind of county. Who's this? Except when it's something, we say, what's this? Anyways, that's about it. Have a great one. Cheers up.
Is this a real word?
Can't be. Also, WHOOSIS, that's not who's this, that's who's this.
That's just basically like when you're drunk and you're like, who's this guy?
Yeah, that's like saying tomorrow's word of the day is what are you at?
That's a word.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to disrespect your
Show
people.
some respect to the Newfoundlanders out there. That is a word. Who's this?
Who's this? I also don't agree with the way, because he said if it's not a person, if it's a thing, then he goes, it's what's this? No. You don't pronounce that T. What's this?
What's this?
What's that? Where is this?
Yeah. This is just like drunk terminology is all it is.
The old Milwaukee hit hard this morning.
Who's this? Who's this? Who's this? Use it wherever you can after like 3 or 4 Michelob Ultras.
Sober up.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Top of the morning to you. Today's word is age last. Yeah, age last. AGELAST. Age last. Anyways, it's someone who never laughs. Who does that? That's someone that needs a life. Anyways, have a great one. Cheers her up.
I had to look it up because I don't know if that's how it's actually pronounced.
I don't think it is.
Let me see. This is what Merriam-Webster says.
Agilast.
Age-last sounds like some sort of cream that ladies put on their skin to try and prevent wrinkles or something.
Yeah. You put it under your eyes and the bags just disappear. Yeah. Whereas Agilist is that one guy on the job, like whether it's in your office or on the site, that has been there way too long.
Oh, dude, if you're an Agilast, you're a psychopath. Like, if you cannot laugh.
Yeah, you have gone through some things that have left you a husk.
I will say there's probably some people that listen to our show that maybe are a little Agilast.
They're temporarily agilastic.
I get it.
From 5:30 to 9.
I get it. Hey, maybe you've had a meeting with HR when you told a joke that they didn't find funny.
Oh.
That's an Agilast.
We definitely have some people in HR at this company that are agilastic.
Yeah. If you find an HR person that isn't Agilastic, you know what? A round of applause for all the cool HR people out there.
Yeah. All the ones out there that understand what a joke is.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Ed's word of the day.
And I think Ed's got the perfect word.
Good morning. Yeah, today's word is grateful. Yeah, grateful. 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 And it's appreciative, full of gratitude, indebted, pleased, and thankfulness. And, well, we all know there's a lot of that deserved this morning. It's been proven. Anyways, all the best to you. Have a great one. Cheers her up.
For more Brock and Dalby, tune in weekday mornings 5:30 to 9.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast is brought to you by badshop.ca, the Brock and Dalby merch store, with all proceeds going to the Canadian Cancer Society.